immediate investigation, the highest level, with the consideration of declaring the Sokoto Caliphate an international terror organization. And treated as such. Predator drones and Tomahawk missiles go a lot further at stopping this stuff than sanctions ever will. And that's what's warranted here. It is a genocidal regime. It is a terrorist organization.
Amen.
And finally, focus international efforts, focus attention on restoring the internally displaced. Justice and restoration. Again, this will prevent as many as 5-6 million from being radicalized in the next 5 years. It's existential. We must focus on the internally displaced. Not just as human beings, not just as Christians, but it's in our vital national interest to do so. And the restoration of IDPs to their rightful fatherlands, that will require the purging of the jihadis. But we don't do it to kill the jihadis, we do it to restore justice. We do it to restore the IDPs. That's necessary. Congressional delegation, charges of genocide against the Tinubu regime, declaring the Caliphate a terrorist organization, and restoring the internally displaced. That's how you uproot this. That's how you fix it. Everything else is just window dressing.
You in Nigeria, like, why did this become interesting to you?
Well, it's mission work. I went there first in 2010. I've been there 16 times now. And when I first started going there in 2010, it was the only nation on earth where radical Islam was being pushed back. They had a Christian president about that time. It was in 2014 when Barack Obama was trying to displace that Christian president with a radical Muslim from the north, that he pulled our support from their fight against terror, refused to name Boko Haram a terrorist organization, and sent David Axelrod to be the campaign advisor for this radical Muslim that he called for global Sharia law. But that's what triggered all this.
Wait a minute. So David Axelrod, he was also Obama's campaign manager, and he ran the campaign. I remember this guy, right? Mm-hmm. He ran the campaign for the Manchurian candidate, Barack Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, or whatever you want to call the guy, whoever, Barry Soetoro really is, and his husband, or whatever the situation is there. But the reality is that this disturbing event, the genocide took place, and he sent John Kerry, and John Kerry didn't go visit with the Christian president. He visited with the jihadist that was coming in, right? Isn't that what happened? So David Axelrod, Barack Obama, John Kerry, the Democrat Party, siding with the Islamists there again. Here we go. So take that give me a little bit on that.
Yeah, so the Christian president got in office sort of unexpectedly, and he was vice president, and the president died. He got in and then won election pretty quickly after that, which is normally the case when a VP takes office. And this was not supposed to happen. The North the whole system is engineered for the North to have control of the country.
Ultimately, all radical Islamic movements in the world identify the West writ large, but the United States in particular, as the greatest evil on the earth. And every chance to have the notion that somehow radical Islam would be comfortable with simply controlling some province in Iraq or Syria is just not borne out by history. Radical Islam has shown that their desire is not simply to occupy one part of the world and be happy with their own little caliphate. They want to expand. It's revolutionary in its nature. It seeks to expand and control more territories and more people. And radical Islam has designs openly on the West, on the United States, on Europe. We've seen that progress there as well. And they are prepared to conduct acts of terrorism. In the case of Iran, nation-state actions, assassinations, murders, you name it, whatever it takes for them to gain their influence and ultimately their domination of different cultures and societies. That's a clear and imminent threat to the world and to the broader West, but especially to the United States, who they identify as the chief source of evil on the planet. Okay, the reason why they hate the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the leadership of the UAE, of Bahrain, is because they've allowed the United States to partner with them. That's why they hate them. They consider them infidels for it. They hate Israel. But they also hate America, and they hate anywhere in the world that we have influence. They seek to attack it, including here in the homeland. If you look at the domestic terrorists, at the attacks that have happened here domestically, the overwhelming majority of them have been inspired by radical Islamic viewpoints. And that includes the shooting in the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. That includes the Saudi pilot in Pensacola, my home state, 2 attacks.
Because there's issues of kidnapping coming from those areas. Collaboration is critical.
No one individual can do this together. We must work. So it says no to negotiation. There is no negotiation with any criminal. And I think that should be made very, very clear. We are working together. We're going to work together with the NSS office to ensure that states don't adopt such things, because those things compromise security. And to tell those that nobody, if you negotiate with them, they will never abide by it. It's just a moment. When they do that, they want to buy time to buy more arms, and then they were going to come. And we have seen it repeatedly. There are even localities that have done that. They still come after them. So, sir, it's a total ban on that, total ban on illegal mining, and all those other aspects that are bringing these things together. So I think we must be able to do that.
I don't know that the group that came up in America, I don't know the group. I doubt if this group that you have seen in this video, if they belong to US Congress. But whichever group they belong to, attempting to declare Sokoto Caliphate a terrorist organization won't mean well for the country. Is going to lead to more backlash, going to lead to more troubles for the Christians in the northern Nigeria. The Christians in the southern part of the country have no issues, but the Christians in the northern Nigeria will have a lot, except if there is something drastic that is done. To me, I don't believe that they should go ahead and declare, Sokoto Caliphate led by Muhammad. I've forgotten the name of the man. Saad Muhammad. Is the Sultan of Sokoto. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's even right. When you declare Sokoto Caliphate a terrorist organization, you are meaning to say that you are declaring all Muslim emirs as terrorists, sultans as terrorists, the sheikhs of Borno as terrorists. It can't be. I understand the fact that they declared Miyetti Allah a terrorist organization where most of them rose up and say governors are part of Miyetti Allah, some senators, some House of Rights members, because these people are businessmen, and then they have their cattle. They have people that are rearing their cattle for them, so they join the Miyetti Allah group organization. But this same Miyetti Allah organization is where we have Fulani terrorists that are armed with the latest ammunition, and they are using it to buy people. So attempting to declare Sokoto Caliphate a terrorist organization will cause a lot of religious crisis in the north. So that should not even come as a suggestion. One thing I know that should be done is to get the data of Nigerians, just like the new Minister of Defense, General Christopher Gwabe Musa said yesterday. When we have, just like America and Europe, when we have data of everyone, if you commit a crime, it will be easy to track you. Have your fingerprint, the facial detection. Nigeria has the resources, the money to implement this thing. It's just corruption that is crippling this country. Few set of people that call themselves politicians are holding the country resources, wealth to ransom. Just like General Musa was saying yesterday, he said somebody who commit a crime in Sokoto, he will run to Bauchi, he run to Borno and stay so that you won't catch him. If you have the data of such a person, the Nigerian intelligence system will have their record. Wherever they are, their face could be detected everywhere. We have CCTV cameras. And if such a person is declared wanted and the person's photo is released, wherever he goes or she goes, he will be detected. So that is even what Nigerians should first of all be tackling. How do we get the data of Nigeria? One pastor, Pastor Sazwa, I think Pastor Sazwa said that Nigeria's problem is not corruption. Nigeria's problem is data. Nigeria doesn't even have a database. When you say you have the data of this person, just go to America. You commit a crime, before you know it, you'll be caught. Except you turn the spirit and disappear. As long as you are staying there, even in China, they will catch you. Now, the other thing they said is about IDPs. I don't understand how people, like assuming in my own village, I pray that no one anticipate forever, no one prays forever. Imagine they chase you out of your own village, and then they create they create an internally displaced person, quarters or centers. You leave your own house, and then you go and stay in an IDP camps. Does it even make sense? And there are people that have been staying in IDPs around their locality, around their local government for 2 years. They have farmland, they have houses, but these Fulani terrorists who are bent on occupying territories. That's just the one. They just want to occupy territories. Imagine if these Fulani people, if they are just like an ethnic group, let's just say maybe the Ibibios or the Afiks. Fulani is one of the smallest minority groups we have in this country. But the way they feel like they are expanding and expanding and expanding. Imagine if Fulani is just like ethnic group, just like Yoruba or Hausa or Igbo. Fulani is not Hausa. People don't understand that. Fulani is not Hausa. Hausa people are on their own, and that's the mistakes people make. There are a lot of good Fulani people. There are a lot of good Hausa people, but people just sum them up as Muslims and all of that, which is wrong. So one thing that must be done to fix this country is database. Nigeria doesn't have a good database. If you have good database, anybody that commits a crime, you've done something that is wrong, you think you can disappear, they will find you as long as you are breathing. Even if you want to live in the forest, you live in the forest, one day you come out, your data, they will catch you with your database. So the idea of keeping people in internally displaced person is also empower. Another thing the general said is that you don't need to keep negotiating with these bandits, with these criminals. He used the word, they are criminals. We don't need to negotiate. If they imagine, like I was discussing with someone the other day, these people will go and kidnap somebody. You go and kidnap somebody that doesn't even have up to 1 million naira in his whole life, everywhere. And then you are demanding for 20 million naira. The aim is for the government to pay it because they know that newsmen, bloggers will carry it and say this state government, like KB State, like Delta State, like Edo State, the government is doing nothing. The government will force to go and make payment. A money that your victim could only dream of, and then the money was paid on his or her head as a ransom. So negotiating with them, I understand the feeling. When you are a family, nobody is praying for evil. And imagine you just wake up, you realize that your relative have been kidnapped. All this sermon we are preaching, you won't hear it. If you have the money, you would even want to pay to get your loved one, back alive, or to rescue them from the hand of these criminals. I just want to continue to use the word criminal, like General Musa, termed them or called them. So paying ransom is at the same time tantamount to empowering these criminals. And if you don't pay ransom, they are going to eliminate or they are going to kill the people, the victims. We've seen that they've done it many times. I know of a woman, I think last year, she is a judge in the customary court in Kaduna State. They kidnapped her husband, kidnapped her 2 kids. You know what happened? They released the husband to come and bring the money, and they kept the wife there and the kids. So when the husband delayed to bring the ransom, they killed the first son in front of the woman. And then that was how everybody started rallying around, and money was raised, and the woman and the remaining 2 kids came out. They released them. That woman and her kids will live with that trauma all their life. That's a terrible trauma. They will continue to live with all their lives. So you don't treat these people with kids' gloves, and that's why I have problem. They should declare Sheikh Gumi a terrorist. In fact, worse than Boko Haram. That is even where they should not saying that you are going to declare Sokoto Caliphate. Sokoto Caliphate, you're actually declaring all the Muslim emirs, all the traditional rulers under the Sokoto Caliphate, a terrorist group and all of that. That's not true. So declare Sheikh Gumi a terrorist and should be arrested for questioning. Why is it that this man making inflammatory comments saying bandits are our brothers, bandits are they are freedom fighters, they should negotiate, they treat them as, maybe one day we'll hear Sheikh Gumi telling us that bandits are babies, we should give them milk to drink, or bandits are babies, they need a napkin or they need pad, we need to take good care of them. So I don't think all these comments, we are used to, we've had a lot in America is coming. If they really want to do something, let them do it. We just need action, not making comments that will endanger the life of Christians in the north. Imagine if this thing goes round. The man made the comment, this man with the mic, American man, made this comment just like yesterday. He's yet to make it to Nigerian social media space. If he does, and the traditional rulers, religious leaders in Muslim faith get to know of it, it will go around, and some ignorant people in this side of the country will now start killing people. I remember so many years ago, Something happened in France. I say somebody abused Muhammad or said something against Muhammad. In France, not in Nigeria, they started killing people already in the north. You could imagine that. So this one now they said in America that they're about to declare the Sokoto Caliphate a terrorist organization. I hope and believe that it will not get to the ears of those radicals, so that they won't start taking drastic decisions. But we are glad that now General Musa is the Minister of Defense. He knows how to deal brutally with these criminals, and we are in for wonderful days ahead. We look forward to that.